Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's episode. Have you ever had something going on where you needed to find a provider, just didn't quite know where to start? Or are you a provider and you want to make sure that people know about the holistic resources that you are? Let me help connect you with Eric from HEALERVERSE. I think we have an option for you. Eric, welcome.
Thank you. Nice being here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
So tell us a little bit about HEALERVERSE.
So HEALERVERSE is a platform where we connect providers, wellness practitioners, holistic people globally on our platform. We verify who they are, who they say they are, and then we help them with their marketing, social media, AI bots, technology, website, etc. And then if they have a class or a webinar, we can post it on our platform, and if they want somebody to pay for it, we help with the payment processing, and then events as well, and we can do ticketing. And then for the non-holistic practitioner people, we have a subsidiary company that's called Hot CTO that helps people with their websites, AI, etc.
Okay, awesome. And so that sounds like a big
Yes.
a big list of things.
A lot of things.
Yes. Is there something right now that's really just boiling that is really the central focus of all of it?
So mainly it's the wellness factor. I'm the CFO and co-founder. Our CEO, her name is Trish. Started it. She had some horrific story with drugs and alcohol. She got into a horrible accident about 11 years ago. Was pretty much pronounced dead at the scene. Was found at 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and through holistic and wellness and well-being, she came back to life. Had to teach herself how to feed herself, walk, talk, etc. And she started this whole thing to help people become aware of wellness and holistic and well-being. And now that the government approved this to be covered by insurance, obviously no idea when, as with anything else, the government takes for however long, it's going to be even more, it's going to be even hopefully, bigger and better, because more people will be aware of it, and hopefully whatever insurance they have, they can cover, I don't know the amount, but whatever it could be.
Yeah, okay. And so will that be like the telehealth, like you could connect with a...
Yes, so our platform, you can find out with the practitioner if they do virtual or if they're in your state. Obviously it's global, so you can search by Omaha, New York, what have you.
Yeah, awesome. I know that there is tons and tons and tons of providers here, and it seems like there's lots of specialties, but even for myself, I've kind of been struggling with this Ehlers-Danlos. I'm about to the point where I'm just going to go get the genetic test myself, but I just keep hearing back well, even if you have it, there's, it's so not that big of a deal as far as practice goes. There's not a lot of people that deal with it, so it might be good to have somebody on the coast that deals with it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for pretty much, anybody that wants to, get their name out there. Obviously, if, you're centralized in one, territory, it might be a little harder, but obviously, we can get your name out there. We do a roundtable, what we call every Friday, where we represent one of our people on our platform and, get to know them, help them promote themselves and their practice, how they got started, etc. So depending on where the provider's located, timing, I can't give you an honest answer right now, but usually it's, around 10, give or take, 9 o'clock in the morning every Friday.
Yeah, okay. So we were talking a little bit before the episode, and I just love accents. It's a little bit of I just enjoy it. So tell us about Jersey. Tell us, that's where you came from, right?
I moved from Jersey, but I was born and raised in New York City, Manhattan. Spent pretty much my whole life there. When I met my current wife, second marriage, we moved to Jersey. Obviously, COVID, you wanted more space, living in an apartment. You felt cramped. Love it, but unfortunately, I want to say unfortunately, but somewhat unfortunately, economy of the world, takes you to different places. And my in-laws, live in Omaha. They've lived here for over 30 years, experienced we're a big baseball family, so experienced the College World Series, I don't know how many times.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Baseball is my favorite sport, and I say it just because it's the one that I understand. I'm like, tell my son, I'm like, please don't stop playing. Like, I don't get football. I don't understand basketball. Like, just stick with baseball.
Yes, I have, with my current wife, 2 boys, 3 and 5. So the 3-year-old is obsessed with baseball, and my wife came up with an Instagram page for him called The Dugout Kid.
The Dugout Kid, go check it out.
To, basically showcase, how we're doing, teaching him to play baseball. We're big Yankee fans, obviously being from, New York. So he's met some, current and old past players and, and minor leaguers. So, that's on his page as well.
Awesome.
And then my other son, is into dancing. So hopefully, what's it called? The gymnastic trials. I don't even know when the next Olympics are here. So hopefully we can do that.
Awesome. That is so cool. Baseball, walkout. Do you have a walkout song?
So it's ironic. I like, for baseball, what's it called? Enter Sandman by Metallica, because, usually with numbers, you have to, close them in the closer. But, I was thinking about it, with just being, like a CFO and numbers and dealing with, taxes and everything, we kind of changed the lyrics a little bit, when I was, working with different accounting companies or accountants. Green Day, Wake Me Up When September Ends, but we changed it to April because, from January to April, you pretty much have no life.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just scurrying around.
Exactly.
Documents,
Pulling 18-hour days or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, absolutely. So what, you told us about the co-founder's inspiration.
The founder.
Founder.
Yes.
What inspired you to join her effort?
So we connected on LinkedIn when I lost my job in New York City back in June. She lives in Florida, Jupiter. So I flew down there, met her, took the chance, kind of like a sister, like a younger sister I never had. Her story, was really inspiring, and she just, is one of the most, passionate, upbeat, people that I met. Obviously being a numbers person, you have to think potentially the worst before it gets to the best. So I'm going to say she hates me for that, but she appreciates me for that. But she doesn't always like to hear it. But the numbers usually don't lie. Yeah, I hear that. And so you experienced the Glenergy. Yes.
Glenergy. Mr. Glenn. He is like a master connector.
Yes, it's one of our advisors named Scott connected us. When Scott found out that I, moved to Omaha, he connected me with Glenn on WhatsApp, and here I am today.
Yes. Well, thank you for letting us showcase your story.
Thank you for having me.
There's so many stories in Omaha, and most often we just hear about the trailblazers, and it's like, well, let's start talking about people before they're trailblazers. So. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. What type of advice would you give to the next generation?
If, basically follow your dreams. There's going to be a lot of, negativity on social media and peers, or you think peers or classmates or what have you. There's going to be tons of no's, and you can't do that. But if you're extremely passionate, don't take no for an answer. Obviously, you're going to hit obstacles, and you can't do everything. So obviously, don't be afraid to ask for help. As I could say, I've been in numbers and accounting for almost 20 years, and I'm still learning almost every day.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think until we pass away, we're going to learn something new.
Yes, I mean, my dad is the youngest of 5 brothers, and unfortunately all of them passed away except for my father, and pretty much all of them worked until they died. Like my uncle was a dentist, and he practiced on my teeth about 2 or 3 days before he died.
Wow.
And he died around, I think, and he was like 92 or 93, give or take.
Wow. Awesome.
So I have a lot of, I have a big feat to follow, per se, if I want to work until I'm 90 or something, hopefully.
Right, yeah, well, body in motion stays in motion.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. Is there anything that you do to help manage your time with the two littles and the misses and this as well? What tips do you have?
Enjoy it, I have a soon-to-be 15-year-old with my previous wife, and my wife now has a soon-to-be 18-year-old with her ex-husband, and time flies, enjoy your kids if you have them, and then obviously work, gets in the way. I wouldn't say gets in the way, but, takes over a lot of your life, but enjoy, try to enjoy, what you're doing, as, if you're miserable, why do it?
Yeah. And so is there any practices that you do to keep that balance there so you're not taken from one side more than the other?
It's hard to say, every day is obviously different, fortunately, I want to say fortunately, but luckily, my kids are in daycare, and, they're too young for kindergarten right now, obviously, an amazing program at the JCC, so, but then, I do what I have to do during the day, and then at night I try to turn, off my, I want to say turn off my phone, but turn off my phone to business and my computer, and then enjoy the time with them. And then obviously the weekends, I like to get out. I don't like staying in the house. So,
yeah.
So I just, I'm learning Omaha as I go. So.
Yeah. Is there any places that have really drawn your attention in the local area since you've been here?
I can't remember the name of the playground, but there was an amazing playground right on the water. Actually, the waves took me on the wrong direction, I guess, because the road was closed, so I wound up in Iowa. I felt like I was back in Jersey, because if you miss your turn, you're pretty much, I don't even know what for however long.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing playground right on the water. My kids loved it. There was a zip line and some obstacle courses. I was like, wow, why can't we have this?
Yeah, that's awesome.
They wanted to, and I was like, it's time to go, and they're like, we don't want to leave. I'm like, I never heard that before.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, don't worry too much about Iowa. We are great people over there.
I never said that. It's just ironic that, I wound up in Iowa and I see the sign.
Yeah, come on over. We're real friendly.
It reminds me of a story where my buddy got married in Niagara Falls, near Buffalo, and the GPS said that I should go through Canada to go back down to New York. And I'm like,
goodness.
And I wound up in Canada. I'm like, welcome to Canada. What am I doing? And of course, we didn't have our passports.
Oh no. Goodness. Yeah, thankfully technology's got itself straightened out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in fact, I think it was me with the MapQuest, you print it, and then I was all over the place. Who knows?
My father being, the typical male, didn't refuse to ask for directions.
We're almost there. We're almost out of gas too, but we're almost there. Yeah, awesome.
Can't live without it now.
Yes. Well, how can the community help you?
Basically, if you're looking to become, more aware of what we do and how we can help, the common person with wellness or connecting them with a practitioner. You can, look us up on 5dhealerverse.com, or if you're a practitioner that wants to, get more exposure, and, we offer different, scaling platforms, for pricing, and we can pretty much cater it to almost anybody's needs. So. Basically, if you need help with, and then for the average person, if you need help with your AI bots or website or marketing, we can assist you in that aspect as well.
Awesome. And the apps are up, ready to go.
I'm sorry?
The apps are up and ready to go?
If you want an app, we can help you with that, but the platform and everything, yes.
Awesome. Okay. Wow. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to, or somebody you want to say thanks? Alongside you recently.
Yeah, I'd like to thank, Trish for, believing in me with, the numbers and everything. And then obviously, my family, especially my kids, And, you know, Scott for introducing me to Glenn, and Glenn for, you know, taking the chance on me.
Awesome.
And, you know, I could see that he's a Yankee fan, so we, you know, I believe in his, you know, in his path with that, you know, that hat.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the great things about the Glenergy is that he certainly, that's always been his vision, is to
Yep.
just help uplift others and bring light to the stories that don't always get shared.
Yeah.
So, well, appreciate you coming. Is there anything that we didn't quite touch on that you wanted to maybe chat about?
I think that's pretty much it, you know. If you want to, you know, like I said, if you want to learn more about HEALERVERSE, you know, it's 5dhealerverse.com, and, you know, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for watching this episode. If you'd like to be a guest, click on the link below. Direct message Glenn or myself. If you'd like to be a sponsor, come on. We'd like to have you. Like to put your name up there, chat about your business and how you are helping to uplift these entrepreneurs. Thanks so much, and goodbye for now.